Hi. Um, Sorry I'm not there. Anyway, you're probably not sorry I'm not there. As you saw in your assignment, I'm going to post this video, and you are going to, we're just going to carry on. And then tomorrow, we'll kind of like a flip class, or we'll just give you some notes. And if you can't see it, I'll make sure you can, I'll zoom it in and all that stuff. But we're going to flip class, take some notes today, and then go over them tomorrow if you have any questions. And kind of an experiment to see how this goes. Okay, so if you remember from yesterday, we were talking about how the committee structure works, and this first part you should already have. I kind of reordered it, but that's the basic stuff you have. Again, think about polling, about popularity, and so on. Past attempts. Who else tried this? Think more realistic, like drinking ages and stuff. How did it work in Europe when they lowered the drinking age and all that? Effects. Thinking about financial effects. How much is it going to cost? How much is it going to benefit? If you think about, if rapes go down 40%, then if rapes go down 40%, think how much less money there is to prosecute that, to police that, to imprison that, and all that kind of stuff. So that's good. And then your cost being the cost of actually doing it, and most of your costs become political, where you get into reputation. Does that harm our relationship with other countries? Does it help our relationship with other countries? Think about religious components there. And then your social costs, kind of effect on women, effect on men, effect on society in general, and how children view this and all that kind of stuff. And then political costs also. Is it going to hurt me in the polls? Is it going to hurt me with my voters, and so on and so forth? Okay? Now, our second phase, which I barely started yesterday, is the hearing phase. And here is where you have people or groups. And when I say groups, I mean like interest groups. This could be companies. Interest groups like women's rights groups, like I kind of mentioned yesterday real quick. Perhaps men's rights groups. Groups that are, are going to form like, how can you be so cruel? How can we do this? It's inhumane. Civil liberties groups kind of thing, but come here, okay? Not so much this bill, but, what companies, what kind of, when you think about something like, I don't know, drinking age, okay, lowering the drinking age, how would the alcohol companies react to that? How would the insurance companies react to that? Restaurants who are going to benefit from this in theory, how would they react? And what happens is these guys, these groups of people, and it could be individual people, it could be something like, well, I was raped at age 14 and I think it's a great idea, so I come in and talk and things like that. But they come into the hearing and try to persuade the committee one way or the other. If they're in favor of the bill, obviously. Like if you think about that, lowering that drinking age, who's going to fight that? MAD is going to fight that. If you heard of MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, they're going to fight that for sure. That's awful. You should not lower the drinking age, because here's what's going to happen. And they're going to use, these groups are going to use, think about things like facts. If you lower the drinking age, drunk driving will go up 23%, and that means this much more money spent, and this much more death, and this much more hospitalization, and all that. They might use threats, things like, not threats like, hey, yo, I'm going to break your kneecaps, but more like, we are an organization of 2 million members, and we will not donate to your campaigns. We will not vote for you. We will actively promote the person running against you, your opponent, that kind of stuff. That's used quite a bit. Think about what's called voting pressure. That might take the form of emails, texts, just me saying it to the Madam Chairman. Remember, Nevaeh is talking to you. Madam Chairman, you are aware how strong we are, and we will oppose you. We will primary you. We will run against somebody against you. And if you don't watch it, you're going to lose. And then the last one I would say would be here. Think about that rape group bringing in all these women or survivors of a woman maybe who died during rape or something, family members, and they tell their story about how awful it was, and my mom was never the same, or I've never been the same. I've not been able to work. I've not been able to barely function because of this rape, and this would make me feel better. That can be pretty powerful if it's used the right way. So these are basically methods, okay, used by IGS. Remember I told you IGS yesterday, interest groups, okay, to get this done in theory, okay? Now, how much is it listened to? That's another matter. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I've been to some hearings where people were obviously not paying attention. They weren't even there. You know, they don't show up at these hearings a lot of times unless they're really big deal, because they've got other things going. It's not because they're mean or, bored or whatever, although that I've seen that too. They already know. You already kind of know the argument. You know what an anti-rape group is going to say. You know what a pro-male group is going to say. You know what a MAD is going to say. You know what alcohol companies are going to say. It's pretty obvious what's going to happen there. Okay, so in that case, it's more about the power. If I've got a lot of people, I'm organized, I'm angry, pretty good odds I'm going to get at least part of my way. Okay, so the hearings are where all that's get. We take the research, we hold the hearings. What do people think about it? Whether they're experts, think about experts here, kind of like really smart dudes. I've done a 7-year study on women that were raped, and here's what happened. Here's what I found. And you got people on both sides as well who are going to come in and give these views to give Congress, the committee, a whole big idea. Okay, what do we do now? Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and hold this up in case you can't see it. I'm going to try to gather this. Bear with me. Sorry, I'm a bad camera person. So here we are. We're going to go down. I think you've got everything there, so you can pause that as you need to and all that, because I'm going to go ahead and erase. We good? Okay. Next, we have the third phase. I think I'll just make this one pretty short today. You like my new easel? It's beautiful. Okay. The third phase is what is called markup. Okay, so we've got research 1, hearings 2, markup 3. Now, markup is where the bill is actually changed. So changes are made to the bill. Okay, so our bill says, I can't believe I'm writing this, convicted rapists. I'm just going to shorten this. Genitalia cut off, or let's just say joined. Okay. All convicted rapists. So what you're going to need to do, we'll do this when I'm back on Friday, is we got to make a couple changes to this bill. Okay? And I'm not telling you what, you could change that, you could change that, somehow change that. Think about age, think about possibly the type of rape it was, or if it was the second or third offense, something like that, or if the guy was, another, like he's already been in jail for armed robbery or something, should that make a difference, and all those things. So I want you to be thinking of that, because I don't want to do that here. I want to do that with you in person on Friday. But that's the thing that you would need to change, okay? And then also, and I'll close with this, we are going to add to this something that are called earmarks. And I've got a sheet I'm going to give you tomorrow that will explain what those are, and it gives you a bunch of examples, and we'll talk about what this is. Because a lot of times bills, depending on what kind they are, not only will change the bills, but they'll add stuff to it that have nothing to do with the bill. Okay, like I said, I've got some examples. I'll show you a couple of pictures of some of these and things like that. So again, we've got research, hearings, markup. Don't forget what your assignment says about turning in a copy of your notes to get your participation credit. And like I said, we will go over this tomorrow. All right, have a great day. I'll see you then on Friday.